It's a question that's on pretty much every business leader's mind. Does investing in office design actually pay off? We hear all the time that it's supposed to boost productivity, but what does the data really tell us? Okay, let's get into it and separate the facts from the fluff. So, does the physical environment truly affect how people perform at work? Well, the short answer is a big, fat yes. But, and this is really the most important part, it's not the simple cause and effect thing we often imagine. The real connection is way more interesting, and once you get it, it's a lot more useful. See, the strongest research out there doesn't show a straight line from, say, a new desk to better output. Instead, it points to this indirect pathway. Your workplace environment doesn't directly cause productivity, it creates the conditions that allow it to happen. So let's take a look at what those conditions really are. And that right there is the key distinction. You got to think of your office design not as some magic productivity button, but as a tool. It's a tool that helps you create the right conditions for success. We're talking better engagement, sharper focus, and stronger cognitive performance. It's all about setting the stage for your team to do their absolute best work. This little chart shows that chain of influence perfectly. It all starts with the environment, right? A better environment boosts employee engagement. That higher engagement then leads to higher productivity, which, you guessed it, drives real, tangible business results. It's a super clear four-step path from design all the way to profit. Okay, so if the whole game is about creating the right conditions, what exactly are they? We're going to break down the three most critical levers that your physical workspace can pull to really kickstart that whole productivity pathway we just talked about. First up, and honestly, this one is probably the most powerful, is employee engagement. Time and time again, it's shown to be the #1 indicator of a high-performing team. I mean, it just makes sense. When people feel connected to their work and their workplace, their performance just naturally skyrockets. And look, this isn't just some vague feel-good idea. It is tied directly to the bottom line. According to some landmark research from Gallup, teams that are highly engaged show a remarkable 21% higher profitability. That's a huge impact. And it doesn't just stop with profit. That same Gallup data shows that those engaged teams also hit 17% higher productivity. So the takeaway here is crystal clear. If you foster engagement through your office environment, you are building a direct route to better business outcomes. All right, let's move on to the second lever, how people actually think. There was this fascinating study out of Harvard that found that just by improving the physical environment, we're talking about things like air quality and ventilation, people saw major jumps in their cognitive scores. They performed better on really high-level stuff like strategy and crisis response. It's proof that what's going on in the environment directly fuels our mental performance. And finally, let's talk about focus and distraction. I mean, we've all seen the explosion of the open office, right? It was designed to spark all this great collaboration. But the research? It often shows the complete opposite. All that noise can actually ramp up distractions, which leads people to tune out, throw on headphones, and reduce their face-to-face interactions. It's a perfect, if kind of ironic, example of how design choices actively shape our behavior, sometimes for the worse. So, knowing all this, how do so many companies still get it wrong? Well, even when you have the best intentions, it's super easy to put that investment in the wrong place. Let's look at two of the most common mistakes people make. Over on the left, you've got what I call the aesthetic traps, buying trendy new furniture or picking some generic layout just because it looks modern. These are really just surface-level changes. But on the right, you see the real levers these choices are supposed to be influencing. Things like guiding employee attention, shaping the energy of a room, and reinforcing the company's identity. That's where the real impact is. Okay, this brings us to what I think is the single biggest missed opportunity in all of office design. It's an element that is almost always underused, yet it's one of the highest impact tools you have. And the best part? It's hiding in plain sight. It's the walls. Yeah, seriously. Just think about it for a second. In most offices, the largest surface area, the thing people are looking at all day long, is just left completely blank. It's treated like this neutral, invisible space. But really, it's a massive, massive canvas for influencing your team. And here's why focusing on that visual environment is just so smart. Unlike a full-blown renovation, it's incredibly low disruption. It makes an immediate impact on how people feel and think. You can scale it across huge spaces really quickly, and it directly influences everything from cognitive load to the emotional tone of the office. It is so much more than decoration, it's a genuine performance lever. So let's bring this all home. The bottom line is this.
Office design absolutely impacts productivity, but it's not a direct line. It works by strategically shaping the crucial conditions for success. We're talking engagement, focus, cognitive performance, and ultimately, the behavioral patterns of your entire team.
Which leaves us with one final, and I think really important question to think about. It's time we stop seeing blank walls as just empty space and start asking ourselves, what are they actually costing our business in missed opportunities for engagement, for motivation, and for performance?